As you enter the Randy Halfling, you notice that the place is packed.
Awesome. I hit on the bartender. What's her name?
Tobin, he's not interested.
I look for a card game and I join. Who's playing?
Rex, Muba, and Ed.
Huh. Ed. What's Ed's story?
He has one leg and a scar on his left cheek, and he likes long walks on the beach.
Man, this tavern sucks.
My non-player characters do suck.
Don't worry, newbie GM. I can help. I'm Mike, the Grizzled Game Master. Welcome to the Grizzled Game Master. The NPC, or non-player character, is the backbone of any game. They're the player's allies, their companions, their informants, their foils, the villains, they're even the monsters that they fight. Without NPCs, you really wouldn't have a game, or not a very good one anyway. But how do you keep track of all those NPCs? You have a list of names in your imagination, and that'll get you through most encounters. But what about the important NPCs? Now, your first instinct is to plot out every aspect of the NPC, right down to his childhood fears or what he likes for supper. But remember, you can never tell which NPCs your players are going to latch onto or take interest in. So you really don't need all that information for everything. You just need a few simple things for each one. Just remember, whether it's a major NPC villain or a random tavern patron, you just need a few details to get you through. The first thing you need is a goal. Now, how am I going to come up with life goals for everybody in my campaign world? Well, don't worry, the goals don't have to be that complex. It can be as simple as, I want to get drunk to forget my lost love, or I got to make it to market to buy a goose for dinner. Or it can be even simpler than that, like, I'm trying to get home. A goal will give you a foundation of conversation for each one of your players. You know exactly what they want to do, so having conversations with players should be fairly easy at that point. The rest is just imagination, personal experience, and improv.
Okay, wants to be a dancer, got a goal. Now what?
Now, give them a personality. Now, this is where your personal experience is going to come in. You know, you're going to think of people you know, people you've seen, people from movies and television. It's okay to steal personalities, it's fine. Is the guy gruff and unfriendly? Is he happy and bubbly? Is he likable or annoying? Which personality fits the NPC best? More importantly, which personality fits the point in the story best? Now, not every NPC encounter needs to be a major plot point. You can use an NPC encounter to give information, or pass on a rumor, or inject some humor into the game at this point. Take all this into account when choosing a personality for your NPC. And finally, you need to decide on how the NPC feels about the party. Think of the guy in the tavern who just wants to get drunk. Is he friendly to the players? It's like, oh, the heroes who saved the town from the orcs. Come, let me buy you a drink. Is he indifferent? It's like, more people. This tavern's getting crowded. Or are they hostile towards the NPCs? Those are the damn do-gooders who ruined my farm fighting orcs. So you can see how, with just a few things, you can quickly flesh out an NPC. A goal, personality, and disposition towards the party.
Okay, on second thought, the bartender will let you buy him a drink.
No, wait, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I hate this job anyway. Day in and day out, I see everyone having a good time. I'm just here to pay my way through the academy.
Oh, he's a mage.
No, the Imperial Dance Academy. He says he whisks you away to the dance floor.
Oh my god. Best session ever!
Okay, I can handle random bar patrons, but what about important people? What about the bad guys?
A hero is only as good as those who test him. So a truly memorable game will need truly memorable villains. How do you flesh out your villains? Now, a lot of new GMs, and a lot of experienced GMs for that matter, tend not to think of monsters as NPCs, but any intelligent monster can be fleshed out using the same way as regular NPCs. Now, not every goblin needs to have its own personality, but every goblin chieftain should. You're fighting an orc lord. Is it more interesting to fight an orc lord who fell in love with an elf maid and he's fighting for her affection, as opposed to a standard orc lord who just wants to plunder? Now, reoccurring antagonists need a little more fleshing out, but the same formula applies. They need goals as well, but a little more specific. For instance, a typical NPC jewel thief, he may have a goal of stealing jewels, but a recurring NPC jewel thief probably wants to steal the crown jewels because it's the last component a necromancer needs for his machine that he promised to bring his dead wife back to living with. That kind of thing. Now, these NPCs need a personality as well, but need to have a little more, be a little more specific with them. Do they have hopes, fears? Do they have honor, tics? Does he have a secret persona opposed to his public persona? And finally, why does he oppose the players? Is it personal? Is it a personal vendetta, or does he work for somebody? Is he out to stop them specifically, or anyone who gets in his way? With just a little bit of information, you can flesh out these recurring NPCs and find that they'll grow with the campaign. I once had a merchant NPC who hired the players to guard his caravans back in the early levels when they're just starting out. The caravan got attacked by orcs. One of the teamsters was killed. I decided to make that teamster the merchant's daughter. So he plotted revenge. He hired mercenaries to harass the player characters, and this lasted for a good chunk of the campaign. And it was a mystery too. They had no idea who was behind it. And when they finally confronted the man who was hiring mercenaries to attack them, or feeding information to other bad guys on the party, or greasing the palms of the city guard, city officials, and shop owners to make their life miserable, they realized it was just a merchant, the merchant from the very beginning. He wasn't very powerful. He just had his hate and lots of gold. Antagonists don't need to have artifacts or dragons or all kinds of massive power to be memorable. They just need a good personality.
So the headmaster at the Imperial Dance Academy was a lich all along? He was way too into taxidermy for my taste.
Man, I hope Tobin's okay.
Thank you, Grizzled Game Master.
And remember, kids, with a goal, personality, and connection to the party, you can make any old NPC one to remember. Now, there's several good resources online or that you can buy books to help you with. John 4 has his DM Mastery series on PDF download. Book 4 is all about NPCs. That's a great one. If you want a list of great NPCs, for inspiration, or if you're like me, you're lazy, Masks, a PDF download from Engine Publishing, has 1,000 memorable NPCs for any role-playing game. It's a great book. Pathfinder has an NPC codex with tons of good resources to help fill your campaign with. Let's see, Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 Book of Vile Darkness is one of my personal favorites for fleshing out villains. It has, archetypes, skulls, and powers. If you want a really memorable bad guy for your campaign, the Book of Vile Darkness. It's a 3.5 book, but it still holds up. And then there's stuff like, Unlimited Toolbox from AEG, Ultimate NPCs, Skullduggery from Nord Games, the NPC deck from Monty Cook Games. There's tons of other books, downloads, and online resources. I'll have links below to the ones that I mentioned. So there's several things to help you out with, but like I said, it's pretty easy. With just these three things, you can flesh out any NPC for your campaign. So thanks for watching. If you have any other ideas for making NPCs memorable, or you have any other suggestions for topics you want me to cover on the channel here, please comment below. If you like what you saw, leave a like. Smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more of this. If you want to support our channel, we'll have a link to our Patreon page down below. Anything helps out. And again, I will see you next week.